am so proud and honored to be with community members and elected officials to express our strong support for Magee nurses. We congratulate them on getting their union election dates and taking another step toward contract negotiations. This is clear. Pittsburgh stands with Magee nurses. My name is Brooke Lang, and I have given birth to both of my children at Magee, my daughter Riley, who's 11, and my son Everett, who's 7. I can still remember when Riley arrived early at just 28 weeks, weighing 2 pounds 9 ounces, back in 2014. She experienced a pulmonary hemorrhage the second night of her life, nearly taking her from us that quickly. After chest compressions, use of a ventilator, and administering a drug to restart her heart, the doctors informed us there's not much else we can do. So we sat and we watched our tiny daughter in critical condition fight for her life. Riley ended up spending 73 days in the Magee neonatal intensive care unit. Throughout this stay, the NICU nurses went out of their way, no matter what responsibilities they had, to make it seem like our daughter was their one and only patient. They made the time for her, and they made the time for us to make sure that we were supported and assured us in a time of a lot of unknowns that we were going to be okay. Well, Riley's 11 years old now, and she is a healthy, talented, and strong-willed ball of sweet sass. When she shares her story, with friends and family, and they say, you know, you're really a miracle. God saved you. She says, actually, my nurses saved me.
Yes!
We continue to stay in touch with one particular nurse to this day, and Riley receives a new Christmas ornament from her each year, and she hangs it on her personal tree, reminding her of their unique and special bond. Magee nurses have a wealth of knowledge relating to medical procedures and conditions, and they save lives, which is invaluable. However, every day, they also go above and beyond with tireless compassion and empathy that make a meaningful and lasting difference in people's lives. I think I speak for so many patients who have gone through our healthcare system when I say that we are moved and deeply appreciative of these nurses taking the leadership to organize, to have a voice, and to advocate for more time and resources for bedside care. A lot of us have experienced the tension between the insurance business and the direct care that's provided. But as patients, we have few ways to address our concerns. These nurses advocate for us every day when we're in the hospital, and we know that they are doing that on behalf of us. As a healthcare professional myself, I have witnessed my colleagues working for large corporations trying to advocate for their patients, showing additional care is necessary, it is beneficial, only to get pushback from insurance companies. I've witnessed them struggle in a healthcare industry where too often the quality of care comes second to the profits that are being made. Recently, we learned that Magee had over $345 million in profits for fiscal year 2024. That's the third highest in our state. And UPMC overall had profits of $237 million in just the first quarter of this year alone. Now, despite these huge profits, Magee nurses have been repeatedly told that urgently needed changes are not in the budget. Well, now we know that more than enough resources are available to negotiate a union contract with a groundbreaking improvements in staffing and retention, so that our nurses can provide the highest quality care to our community. But there's only one way that's going to happen. These Magee nurses must have a seat at the decision-making table and a voice in how those resources are prioritized alongside the UPMC insurance executives and the business executives who currently make up the majority of the UPMC board. Listen, I have seen these Magee nurses treat my own child like she was their own. If something happens to one of their babies, they feel that pain, and they experience the loss right alongside these families. On behalf of so many patients and the Pittsburgh community, we want to let Magee nurses know that as you move toward contract negotiations, we will support you and be involved in any way we can. It's truly exciting to think about the kind of care standards that moms can expect when nurses across both major birthing hospitals have a real voice within these large insurance systems. And that is why community members are here today outside Magee. Because supporting nurses' freedom to unionize is supporting quality health care for everyone in our entire region. Magee nurses have been by our side, and we will be by their side 100% to win their union election and win a contract that ensures the highest quality care. Yes!
Hello everyone, my name is Lindsay Zaremba and I am a nurse here at Magee in the Adult Intensive Care Unit.
And I'm Celia Emmons, I'm a lactation consultant. I want to start by saying thank you. We are so moved hearing from moms like Brooke and receiving support from countless healthcare workers, patients, and community members throughout the region. Pittsburghers from every walk of life have told us loud and clear that they're with us. And we, as nurses, lactation consultants, and advanced practitioners, take seriously the trust our communities have put in us to advocate on their behalf.
Our health system is the second largest insurer-provider health system in the entire country. And we work for the third most profitable hospital in Pennsylvania. Magee has an operating margin of $345 million. All of that financial success is because of the caring and hardworking nurses, lactation consultants, advanced practitioners, and other healthcare workers here at Magee. We are confident that our hospital will only be stronger with a real nurse voice. And we are so grateful for your support and your trust. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, good afternoon everyone. My name is Tess Keel and I work on the labor delivery unit at West Penn Hospital. Like so many nurses across Pittsburgh, I am moved seeing Magee nurses and advanced practitioners advocating for their patients. I'm speaking here today because this is important to me both professionally and personally. My colleagues at West Penn formed our union back in 2020, but I started my nursing career at the hospital just 2 years ago. I'm told that forming our union for the first time was a very hard road. Every step of the way, hospital administration worked to discourage and delay our nurses. But seeing what West Penn is like now, compared to the stories I hear of back then, it's very clear to me that when we stand together as nurses, we can make a difference in our own lives and the lives of our patients. Through difficult contract negotiations last year, we strengthened the staffing guidelines in our contract. On my unit, where conditions change very drastically, that means being one-on-one with laboring moms so we can monitor delivery process properly at all times. On postpartum, that means ensuring every breastfeeding patient gets seen by a lactation consultant before discharge. And on the adult floors, that means making sure nurses aren't saddled with high ratios, especially on their night shifts. We also moved towards ending the practice of requiring rotating shifts, a practice multiple studies prove can negatively impact our sleep, our physical, mental, and emotional health, and contribute to losing nurses to other professions. And we, along with Western psychiatric nurses, won compensation improvements that paved the way for UPMC to raise pay standards across all of their city hospitals. Now, can you all imagine what we can achieve when nurses are united across both of the major health systems and we are working together to raise those standards? For our OB patients, we can work together to address the root causes of high maternal mortality rates in our region and across the country. On our adult floors, we can ensure that every patient has a nurse with a safe staffing ratio and enough time to monitor them. because ultimately, more of us standing together means more effective advocacy for our patients in our region. And for us as nurses, we will be able to make sure we are taken care of too. For example, we're working on parental leave that parents feel is proper to give us months, not weeks, to recover and gain our footing after having a baby. That is why we are uniting across Pittsburgh. I'm grateful for the courage of the nurses that stood up at my hospital just a few years ago to form our union. And we should all be grateful to these Magee nurses here today for carrying that torch and advocating on behalf of our profession. Our job is here to care for all of Pittsburgh, and your support means the world to us, particularly when we are standing up to advocate for you. Thank you.